All right, Texas Senator Ted Cruz joins us now to unpack some of what we just heard. And sir, it's good to see you. 1 week to go until Biden's out, finally, as he said at the beginning. I want to start with immigration. You're Texas, obviously. What are we going to see in your state starting next week? What's it going to look like?
Well, Rob, it's going to be extraordinary. There are many things that came out of the election in November, but the clearest mandate of all is a mandate to secure the border and to do it now. And I believe on January 20th, we're going to see a dramatic sea change. We're going to see President Trump issue a whole series of executive orders. We're going to see catch and release, the policy Joe Biden and the Democrats put in place, ended on January 20th. And my prediction, we will see the numbers of illegal immigrants plummet starting next week. We are going to secure the border. Yeah. And by the way, we're going to follow that up with Congress passing strong legislation to fund the wall, to fund more Border Patrol agents, more ICE agents. This is a promise to the voters we got to deliver on.
Yeah, and I'm excited. I mean, the numbers have already been going down. Biden's trying to take credit for it. They're going down because people realize they're going to get booted out if they come in. So there's no point in doing the march anymore. I think a lot of people would really like to see. I'd love to see the optics of the wall going back up. And will that have to wait until this mega bill is potentially passed, or will that start very soon?
I expect that to start in the very first week. Literally the day Trump takes the oath of office, he is going to direct his administration to resume constructing the wall. There is sufficient funding in the current budget to do that. Okay. Look, you got to understand, the wall halted because Joe Biden ignored the law. And what we've seen for 4 years, listen, Rob, there's been no precedent in American history for what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the Democrats did. They just defied federal law and decided they wanted open borders. The 12 million illegal immigrants that have come into this country, they wanted in, and they were willing to turn a blind eye to all of the victims, to all of the Americans who were murdered, who were raped, all of the children who were assaulted. All of that, I believe, will end on January 20th.
I want to talk about these cartels because there's reports indicating the Trump team is considering naming these cartels as terrorist organizations, these South American, Central American cartels. Some of the most vicious people in the world work inside these cartels. The Mexican government, which is now led by a huge lib, is worried that Trump is going to order missile strikes into Mexico to take them out, which sounds insane, but is wholly justified when you think about what these cartels do to not only the United States, but to Mexico, Central America, the people that live there. They are vicious people. Trump told Dan Crenshaw, also from Texas, that he definitely wants to kill the cartels. What are we going to see with that?
Well, listen, I'm confident next week we are not going to see missile strikes into the interior of Mexico. What we will see is I do think they're going to list these gangs as terrorist organizations, gangs like MS-13, gangs like the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. We're going to see, and they're carrying out horrific crimes in the United States. They're murdering Americans. They're raping Americans. You look in my home state of Texas, in Houston, Jocelyn Nungary, a beautiful 12-year-old girl who was raped and murdered by 2 Venezuelan gang members that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris released into this country. Nicolas Maduro, the dictator of Venezuela, very deliberately emptied their prisons, emptied their insane asylums, and sent to this country murderers and rapists and vicious criminals. And so I applaud the incoming administration on treating that violent assault for what it is, but I don't believe we're going to see military action against our neighbors. But I do expect the government of Mexico is going to dramatically change how they deal with the United States. Because, listen, the government of Mexico, they didn't respect Joe Biden. They ran all over him. He was a pushover. They are scared of Donald Trump. Our enemies are scared of Donald Trump. And we are going to see suddenly Mexico and Canada, which are not our enemies, but they're countries that have not been as cooperative as they should be. We're going to see a dramatic shift in their cooperation to secure our borders.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt Tonight on Newsmax.